Hey everyone, my name is Taps, and today we're going to take a look at how successful Veve's new digital product, digital comic book NFTs, have been, what Pandora's box Marvel just opened, and what the effects will be for Veve and Ecomi, and is digital manga inevitable, and what kind of effect will that have? Let's get into it. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the community and feel free to subscribe. I'm a crypto, stock, and real estate investor, but never a financial advisor. All right, so I pulled some solid numbers for how big of a splash the digital comic books will have, but before we get into it, let's take a second and admire what happened as investors with this digital comic book launch. The first ever digital comic book NFTs dropped from Veve and Marvel with 5 different variations and 60,000 total editions just gone in 3 minutes. That's insane. I mean, I keep thinking these drops will, stay on for a little bit and slow down because the mints are so high, but they just keep going faster. I mean, the Spider-Man, which had 60K mints and animated, were gone in 24 hours. And then the Marvel Mighty Blind Boxes, which was 100,000 editions, gone in 15 minutes. And then we just saw the first digital comic book released with 60,000 editions, gone in 3 minutes. And then this morning was the Journey into the Mystery with Loki and Thor with 50,000 editions, 5 variations, gone in 1 minute. Now, a total of 170,000 digital comics will be gone, spread out among the 3-day drop. If this doesn't show every single licensor out there who are looking to make a killing in this industry, then I don't know what will. Marvel has 12 million followers on Twitter, and they're tweeting and making publications about Veve. If you don't think this is catching wind of all of the other major comic publications, let alone those who are tuned into the largest Comic-Cons in the world, then you're gravely mistaken. Because how much market share does Marvel really own? As you can see from this data from 2019, so I wasn't able to find anything from 2020, but based on overall market share of comic book and graphic novels, Marvel Comic has 40% share of the overall business of comic books and graphic novels, with per unit market share 44%, followed by DC Comics. So Marvel came out and was the first to launch digital comic book NFTs on Veve, and DC has been riddled in Veve with all the Batman and Superman and everything else. So if you don't think we won't be seeing some DC comics, then again, I think you're mistaken, because they're going to want to compete with Marvel directly with Veve, especially seeing how much success they had in this first launch of these comic books. Oh, but these are digital comic books, right? Digital comic books can't sell nearly as well as real comic books and real physical graphic novels. Well, let's look at the numbers again. As we can see, and this is up to 2020. We don't have 2021 numbers yet because the year has not concluded. But overall market size of sold comics in 2020 was 1.28 billion. And we can see digital hasn't really done a whole lot in basically 6-7 years. It was 90 million, 100 million, 90 million, which is still big numbers. And then last year, it jumped up to 160 million. And I'm willing to bet, with NFT craze and everything else and having us all be locked down, this is going to be even bigger this year. So we just saw a substantial, almost 2x jump in how much digital comics has taken off on the market size. So that is pretty substantial. But this got me thinking, we heard a few months ago that digital comic books were the new product that were coming from Veve, and we also heard that the anime vertical will be coming. So with this success of comic books, it just makes sense that digital manga is inevitably coming down the pipeline as well. Why? Because Ecomi and Veve follow fandom and what overall sells, and manga actually outsells comic books and graphic novels. If you remember, comic books and graphic novels are at 1.28 billion, and about 2 billion manga are sold every year, which are 40% of all books and magazines in Japan. So manga will be a whole nother fan base and a whole nother vertical that will really, really capture users, especially in the APAC region. If you saw in a previous video, I mentioned the digital manga, which is on Twitter as well, and it has over about 26,000 followers and is very much selling very well. And they're followed by Tom Bilyeu, who is an avid anime and avid manga fan collector. And I do have an interview coming up with him. I'll be announcing a week out of when that interview is, but I am very much looking forward to collecting his thoughts on Veve, Ecomi, and the NFT space. And as you can see, I actually tagged Tom and said, hey, I know you're a comic guy. These will be easier to carry around on your travels, when I was tagging him on the Veve digital comics. And he said, let me know when those manga drops happen. I'll be here for that. So again, whole nother fan base, whole nother collection of people who are going to be into these. And it isn't just Tom Bilyeu. There are tons of celebrities and influential, impactful people who are really into anime and manga. Keanu Reeves, Elon Musk, Bill Burr, Ronda Rousey, Ariana Grande, John Boyega, Avril Lavigne, Rihanna, Quentin Tarantino, Robin Williams, R.I.P., Megan Fox, Zac Efron, Michael B. Jordan, Sam Jackson, Christian Bale. I mean, anime has taken over in terms of mainstream media, and tons of people are really, really into it. So who is the #1 manga publisher? Well, that is Shonen Jump, followed by Kodansha, Shogakukan, Veve Media, and Kadokawa Shoten. I actually did a video a while back about how massive anime will be for Veve and users in the Asia Pacific regions will be, and I covered Viz on the anime side. But let's take a look at their manga footprint now, because I don't believe we'll see anime or manga until localization comes, because that is a massive target market for Veve and Ecomi to capitalize on. And again, localization is basically the ability to put all of the different languages in the Veve app so it isn't just English. So looking at Shonen Jump, they have 728,000 followers. Again, they're #1. And Veve Media has 628,000 followers. Both are followed by Tom Bilyeu and Steve Aoki. Now, Veve Media owns Shonen Jump, the #1, even though Veve Media is the #4 publisher of manga. So this is the license that we really want for manga and anime, because Veve Media is a massive, massive behemoth in the anime and manga space. So we want to take a look at and see how big their footprint is. Again, I showed this before in a previous video, but on the anime side, they have Berserk, they have Bleach, they have Boruto, they have Death Note, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they have Inuyasha, they have Hunter x Hunter, all of the Narutos, Pokemon, they have all the Pokemon. For anime licensing, that's pretty crazy. They have Prince of Tennis, Sailor Moon, they have Ranma 1/2. But what about manga? When we look at manga, they have a lot more than anime, believe it or not. So they have pretty much everything that is a major seller, like Veve Media and Shonen Jump. So they have many, many brands underneath Veve Media. So Veve Media is, again, its own distributor, as well as Shoujo Beat, Shonen Jump, Shonen Sunday, Viz Signature, Viz Select, and they even have Studio Ghibli. That's Castle in the Sky, that's Howl's Moving Castle, that's Kiki's Delivery Service, that's Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro. I mean, that is so cool. So on top of all that, again, they have the highest selling manga in the world with One Punch Man, One Piece. They have Homestuck, Full Metal Alchemist. They have Black Clover, Bleach, Blue Exorcist, Chainsaw Man, which has been very much taking off, Boruto, Death Note, D. Gray Man, Dr. Stone, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Quest, Dragon Ball, Hunter x Hunter, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, all the Narutos, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Rurouni Kenshin, Prince of Tennis. I mean, the list goes on and on. Tokyo Ghoul. I mean, so many big names and successful manga. Oh, but wait. Viz already offers digital manga, right? So why would they partner with Veve? Maybe because the #1 comic book distributor, Marvel, who also has digital comic books of their own, chose Veve because they were the 800-pound guinea pig and saw overwhelmingly successful results that I bet are far greater in 3 days with Veve than with their own digital distribution has done. We can now take our digital comic books on the go, and this adds further usability to the Veve app. We even now have a drop down to separate our digital collectibles from our digital comic books But what else will we see in the near future? Digital manga, digital toys, digital mini games, metaverses, digital concerts. When it comes to Veve, sky's truly the limit. So don't let your impatience get the best of you, because the best is yet to be seen from Ecomi and Veve. As always, I hope you found my content valuable, and if so, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below. The likes and comments appease the algo overlords and help my channel to continue to grow. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell for future content. That's it for today. I'm Taps. Thank you for your time and happy trading.